Hello and welcome to another beauty box unboxing. Today it's one of my subscription boxes. It's the OK Beauty box for March 2024 and this runs on into April 2024. So this is a subscription box, costs £15 per month. You can cancel this one at any time, or there is a facility to pause. What they'll do is they'll send you an email before they take the payment for your next box and show you what's in there. And if you don't like what you see, you can opt out for that month. At the moment, there is an offer on for this box. You can get it for your first box for £7.50 if you use the code 67beautybox. Plus, I think there's a free gift on there at the moment. It's an eye cream by Perican MD. I always get that the wrong way. Is it MD? Perican MD, isn't it? I've got another product from there in this one. One of my favourite eye creams, actually. It's only a little 5ml version, but even so, that is worth about £30 and it's really, really good. So if it is your first box you want to try it out, I think you'll get that free, but just check the website to make sure. With this one, they do start to distribute it the middle of the month, around about the 15th. So if you want this particular box, then you'll need to order it before the middle of April. Now, in the box, you always get a couple of vouchers for the OK magazine. These are worth £7.60 in themselves, and I think that is included in the overall value of the box. You get a little leaflet as well, which just tells you about the products that are in here and gives their individual valuations. This month's box is called the March into Spring Edit and it's worth over £125. So with this one, it's rather nice actually. They've put together a little skincare routine and they tell you they've put it in order so you know what to use and when. So the first item in here is by Avant Skincare. It's the Blue Volcanic Stone Purifying and Antioxidizing Cleansing Gel. So this is 50ml, so I don't think you can see it very well. It's a travel size. It's got an RRP of £57 though, and the brand does have this size at that price on their website. OK says get your skincare routine started in the best way possible with this award-winning face cleanser, packed full of effective ingredients such as antioxidant cocoa seed extract and pore purifying salicylic acid. Skin will feel clean, refreshed and soothed. They list the benefits as that it improves skin elasticity, firmness and thickness while reducing wrinkles and hyperpigmentation. It eliminates excess oil, dirt and makeup without drying out or overexposing the skin. And it aims to strengthen and restore the skin to prevent breakouts and soothe irritation. So OK suggests that this is the first part of the skincare routine. You massage it into damp skin in a circular motion and rinse well. So I tried this out yesterday. I was going to do the full routine yesterday, but there was a slight problem with this one for me, which I'll tell you about as we're going along. So I had to kind of break up the routine and do a bit of it today. The first bit you'll notice is that it is a lovely blue colour. Now, I definitely had something else from Avant in this colour, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a cleanser. I can't remember what it was. It could have been I had a cohorted box with Avant, didn't I? It might have been something in that. I might have to look it up and remind myself. But apart from the colour, the smell is gorgeous of this product. It's very lightly perfumed, but it is gentle and gorgeous and just the sort of thing that you want to smell first thing in the morning to give yourself a bit of a happy burst. Also, it lathers up beautifully into a kind of a rich, thick sort of lather that makes you feel like you're giving yourself a proper facial, and it actually makes you want to take time over the cleaning of your face. So that was brilliant too. The only slight downside for me is that once I rinsed it, I did get a bit of a tingling going on. And I have had that with a few times with Avant products. I don't know whether I've got a very slight sensitivity to something, one of the ingredients. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens now and then. It could even be that I'd used something the night before because I was using other products that maybe didn't agree with it. I don't know. You can never quite tell, can you? And I've only used it once, so it's a little bit unfair of me to pass judgment and say that's it, I'm never going to use it again, because I will be using it again, because the pros definitely outweighed the cons. Also, because I used it then, instead of using the product that they suggest using as the second stage, I used a Ren product, one of my Evercalm products, which I think was the cleansing gel, and that together, these two were really great, and my skin actually did feel super soft, very smooth afterwards. So as a combo with that, I think that's probably the two that I would put together in a skincare routine for me in the morning. So I like this one. I'm slightly reserved because of the slight reservation because of the tingling effect, but I'm going to give it a few more goes before I'm past judgment. If it still carries on doing the tingling, it depends how bad it is. It wasn't too bad yesterday, and it was bearable and sort outable. But if it carries on and it becomes a problem, I'll probably just pass this on to someone else. But I've got hopes for it at the moment because the other parts were so good that I want it to work for me. Okay, the second item in here is by Dr. Botanicals. It's the Coffee Superfood. I can hear a little dog sniffing at the door. Coffee Superfood Renewing Facial Exfoliator. This is a 30ml travel size with an RRP of £14.99, although it looks like it's currently £9.99 on the brand's website at the moment. Okay, I think that's a snowy dog, definitely. I'll be back in a sec. Right then, she's just had a little settle down, so she might make a few little noises. Okay, says this gentle face scrub will give your skin an extra pick-me-up if it's looking particularly tired or dull. The exfoliating action comes from super smooth walnut shell powder, and the creamy formula is infused with antioxidant-rich coffee seed extract. It's like a health kick for your skin. It buffs away dead skin cells, revealing a soft and radiant complexion. It also deeply cleanses impurities and unblocks pores, leaving the skin bright and hydrated. And coffee's antioxidants help combat free radicals, reducing fine lines and wrinkles. So OK suggests that this be the second step in your skincare routine. After cleansing, massage gently into damp skin and rinse off, and you just use this once or twice a week. So that's what it looks like. And I decided obviously yesterday, after using the Avant and having a little bit of a tingly skin situation, I didn't really want to use an exfoliator on top of that. I kind of know what my skin can tolerate and what it can't, and at that moment it would not have tolerated this, and I'm glad I waited, because I used this morning and it actually did a really nice job, better than I expected. And it was very early. I got up very early this morning. I think it was I think I got up around about 6:30, you know, but I had my shower about 7:30, so it was very early. It was lovely and bright and light this morning. I love the longer days. But this was a lovely thing to use in the shower that early on, because has this really amazing sort of coffee smell, and it is strong coffee smell, but nice, bit of a wake me up sort of thing. I was a little bit cautious, or is cautious the right word? A little bit worried is too strong a word, and cautious is the wrong word. But I was a little bit concerned, that's a good word, about the physical exfoliants in here, the walnut shell pieces, whether they might be a little bit too harsh for me. Sometimes with very small particles, because it's quite small, they can be a bit scratchy. But this wasn't, it was very gentle. And I think you can probably see that the creamy formula around it is really nice to use. So although it looks a bit messy, it's a very nice one to use, and it did make my skin feel lovely and smooth afterwards. So I actually like that one a lot more. Now I always use exfoliants every other day, different ones normally, and I do have about 3 or 4 of them, but I'll definitely be adding this to my bathroom little basket that contains all my exfoliants. Okay, the next item. So this is, now I'm going to have to show you this in 2 parts, because otherwise it's a little bit messy. So it comes in this little packet, which is quite nice, little envelope, but this is what's in there. But obviously there's a bit of serum in there, so I don't want to make a mess. That's kind of what it looks like. So this is the Hello Skin Hydrogel Eye Mask. It's one pair with an RRP of £4.95. It's showing at that price on the brand's website, although it has sold out. Sorry, I'm smiling. Snowy's just having a little fuss down there, trying to multitask, which it's not working too well at the moment. I know, baby. Okay, says reach for these under eye masks after a late night, an early morning, or a long day, or whenever your eyes are looking tired. Looking tired. Oh, there's a full stop there. You see, she's putting me off now. I was going to say looking tired, cooling and hydrating, but that doesn't make sense. There was a full stop after tired. Cooling and hydrating, they'll soothe, smooth and depuff this delicate area of the face in minutes. They'll hydrate dry skin and brighten dull eye contours to help fake a fuller 8 hours of rest. Collagen helps smooth and soften the look of fine lines for a youthful look, and caffeine depuffs the eye area and helps diminish the appearance of dark circles. OK says this is the third step in your skincare routine. Make sure your under eye area is clean. Place one mask under each eye with the narrower end towards your nose. Apply any excess liquid over the mask for a better moisturising effect. Then you leave on for 15 minutes, remove, gently pat in the excess serum. And you can keep the pack in the fridge for extra depuffing benefits. So I used this morning. You can see, I think, that there is still, I did pour extra serum over them, but that's what they look like. They're quite thick. They're not too, some of them are quite fine, aren't they, and a bit easy to tear, but these aren't too bad. So put them on like that. Little bit of slippage, but that was only, I think, because there was an awful lot of serum in here. So once the serum had sunk in a little bit into the skin, there wasn't much slippage, and I could literally go about doing other things, like a little bit of polishing I was doing at the time, trying to make the most of the time given. And yeah, they did a really good job. I've had these before, I think. I think they're very similar to the ones I got, a multi-pack of them, but they weren't, I'm sure they weren't this thick in the actual gel, the mask bit. I can't think what it's called. But yeah, these are really, really lovely to use. And my under eye area looked much more clearer, particularly this one, although this is my good one. This one was still a little bit baggy looking, but you know, you can't ask for miracles at my age. I like them though, really, really nice to use. Okay, the next item I was very excited about when I saw this was in the box, because it is by Perican MD and it is one of my favourite brands. There's a couple of products by theirs that I absolutely think are fantastic. So this is Perican MD Hyaluronic Intensive Hydrating Serum. It's a 7.5ml luxury sample size. It's still got an RRP of £20 though. If you wanted to buy 59ml, I don't know why it's 59ml, but that's what it said on the website, it would cost you £83. OK says hyaluronic acid should be a staple in any skincare routine as it benefits all complexions, and this Luxe serum is one of the best, containing not just one but 4 different types of hyaluronic acid to hydrate skin at multiple levels. You'll also find ingredients that firm, strengthen and brighten the skin in this effective formula. It instantly replenishes the skin with essential moisture for firm, visibly smoother, firmer and plumper skin. It strengthens the skin's moisture barrier to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and it leaves the skin looking and feeling soft, supple and rejuvenated. OK, so this is the 4th step in your skincare routine. Apply to your face morning and evening after cleansing. And it says hyaluronic acid is best used on slightly damp skin to lock in the maximum amount of moisture. So this one I have used the last couple of days. A little bit surprised at what it was like, actually. I'll show you. Don't know why. I was expecting it to be not as creamy looking as that. I've used quite a lot there, which probably shouldn't have. But as you can see, it does break down into that serum-y looking texture. And it blends in really nicely. Already you can feel that the skin is feeling really soft and lovely, and it did give that feeling to my skin. It didn't leave that feeling of tightness that some hyaluronic products I think do leave, and my skin actually does feel really nice and soft now. So happy with that one. There's not a lot there, obviously. It's a bit of a try out, a bit of a discovery one, and I don't think it's going to it'll last me a little while, maybe a week or two, couple of weeks, but I do use mine morning and night. Hyaluronic acid is, as OK says, a really important part of my skincare routine, and that's one of the things that I would just never be without. Okay, and I did use it on damp skin, by the way, but I always use it like a toner so that my skin's damp from the toner, and I don't know whether that's the way you're meant to do it, but that's how I do it. Seems to work OK for me. Okay, the final item in here in terms of the skincare routine is by Masky, and it's a serum infused moisturiser. This is 40 ml, a full size, with an RRP of £25. OK says this nourishing 2-in-1 face cream contains botanical extracts such as aloe vera, kiwi fruit and sweet almond oil to hydrate, plump and rejuvenate the skin and save you time. It nourishes and rejuvenates the skin, minimising the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It helps restore and maintain optimal hydration levels, leaving your complexion plump and luminous, and it balances the skin's natural oil production, leaving your complexion refreshed, refined and visibly purified. So OK says this is the 5th step in your skincare routine. Apply a thin layer to your face after cleansing and applying serum, and it can be used morning and night. So I've used this the past, actually I think 3 days now I've been using this one, and it's actually really nice. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be, but I think it's because we used to see a lot of Masky in boxes a while back. Lots of masks, as you can imagine from the name Masky, and there was a nice underarm exfoliator product actually, which was one of my favourite things that they did, this brand. But this was really lovely to try. I'll show you what it looks like, I think, on my arm, because I've got a bit too much on my hand now. Although actually, you probably should put it on the hand, because that's layering it up like the other products. It's very lightweight feeling. But what I really liked about this is there is this kind of, I think, almond oil or something in there that gives you this really nice glow after you've used it. I don't think it smells of anything. Now, I think that would be what you'd describe as an unscented smell, although I can smell something. But it does do a lovely job, look, that sort of sheen. So I wore it yesterday. I used it yesterday. I did a non-makeup day yesterday when I didn't really put proper foundation on. I think I put an Eborian cream on, you know, a sort of a, can't think whether it was a BB or a CC or something, or another cream, which was quite nice. But this was underneath and it went very well, and I've used it today. And I wasn't sure, because often I don't, when I'm putting makeup on, I tend to shy away from things that are a bit too sort of oily. This one isn't, although there's an oil in here and it looks a bit sheeny, it's not an oily moisturiser like some of them are. So it did a very, very good job. And I like it. It feels nice when you're putting it on. And I actually do think yesterday, when I finished doing my skincare routine, where I used all of that apart from the coffee scrub, that my skin did feel a bit bouncier, a bit plumper, which was nice. I have been drinking a lot of water lately though, so that might have gone some way to helping with that. Now, finally, as a surprise in this month's box, I had a perfume sample. So I'm not sure whether everyone's going to get this, but I was very pleased that I did. So this is by Commodity, and it's Paper Personal. This is just a 2 ml sample size, so there's no value attached to it. But if you wanted to buy a 10 ml bottle of this, it would cost you £24. The brand says this woody ISO-E super blend combines with touches of sweet amber for a scent that comes alive on the skin. Other notes that are in there are sandalwood and cedarwood. So what with Commodity, I really love Commodity perfumes. The milk one is one of my favourites. It's a beautiful, beautiful perfume. And I have had this before, but I don't remember liking it as much as I do this time. But I think with Commodity, what they do is they seem to have 3 versions of a perfume. So you get Expressive, which has the sort of base ingredients. Then you get Personal when they've added an extra element ingredient to that base. And then you get Bold when they've added even more to it. I think that's the idea anyway. This one's lovely. I have had it before, but I can't remember liking it as much as I do now. It's beautiful. And I think I would like to, you can actually get little sets. You can get the sets of the 3. I think they're not loads of money. It's something like about, I'm guessing now at the price, £14 sticks in my head, but that seems awfully low, doesn't it? But you can get little sets, so sets of 3 of these. So you could get the Expressive, Personal and the Bold just to try them out. And I am tempted to do that with this particular fragrance because it is really lovely. So I've had it on all day today. Now, it's one of those ones that you can't necessarily get it, like I can't smell it there. I can smell it on this one, but maybe I'll wash my hands more on this side because I've had all makeup on it and things like that. It's one of those ones you get little wafts during the day. You know, when you suddenly think, oh, what's that? That's lovely. And it's gorgeous. It's like a musky kind of smell to me, which I think is beautiful. It's lovely. I'm going to spray it again on this one because I can't actually smell it on this one. But it is quite mild. Oh, it's lovely. Now, it's called Paper. And I kind of get why that is. There's like a sort of, I'm doing like an orchestra, aren't I? I hope I don't do that all the time. There's an element of paper. I think it must be the woody notes in there, isn't it? But you can almost get why it is paper, even though paper doesn't really have a smell. But it's lovely. And there's this musky undertone for me that makes it lovely, calming, gentle, a happy, happy fragrance. So happy, happy, happy about that one. So what do I think about this month's box? I think it's pretty good. If you're into your skincare and you like the idea of a routine being set out for you to try, the Avant for me, you know, I liked it, everything about it, apart from that little bit of a tingle on my face, which always just makes me step back a little bit. But it could just be that I am sensitive to the certain kinds of ingredients, and it's not just with Avant, it's been with other products too. Sometimes marine type ingredients do bother me. I don't know what it is, and it's not all the time either. So it could just be because I've used something else the night before or something like that. I really like this coffee scrub. It's much, much nicer than I thought it was going to be. Little bit messy looking, maybe. I'm not keen on coffee scrubs in terms of body products, but this was okay because you're only using a little bit. Then, of course, the eye mask, which I can't really show you because it's all folded up now, but that was lovely and it did do a decent job. So if you're going out somewhere special, I'm not going out anywhere in the foreseeable future, so I used it today, which was fine. Perican MD, lovely brand, absolutely adore their eye cream, and they've got a facial serum that I love, and this looks like I could join in with those. I'll end up liking this a lot too. And then, of course, the Masky moisturiser, which again with serums in, which again was much better than I expected. Of course, my favourite thing is always going to be the perfume, even though that's got hardly any value. But that's what I like the most. So that's the end of this month's box. I actually really like it. I think, as I say, if you like skincare, it will be a good one for you. So just a quick update on what I did recently, because I didn't give any updates last week because I was in such a rush trying to get that video out. I don't know whether you could tell, but yes, time was pressing and there was my brother waiting for me to speak to him, which I did tell him about afterwards. And I said, you know, you'd be cross. I said, I know you wouldn't really. But I did get to speak to him and it was very lovely. My auntie and my cousin-in-law came around last weekend, before the day before actually, so that was nice. And I did a little buffet. I only ever do buffets. I'm not the best cook in the world, unfortunately. I lose sort of focus on what I'm doing. So if I'm meant to sort of stand around and look after something that's going on the oven, I'll lose focus and then go off and do. I get distracted very, very easily. So I'm not the best cook in the world, but I do like doing a good buffet. I've got this book at the moment where I have got lists of things that I have to think about if I'm going shopping. Do I need this? Do I need that? And do I need the other? And the other day I thought I'm going to do other lists, which are like entertaining lists. Like, what do I get if my brother and his family come round? What do I get if my auntie and my cousin come round? And so I've done that because I like lists. I love lists. So that's what happened really. There wasn't a great deal else that had happened that week. This week I broke up from work on Wednesday and I don't go back until after Easter bank holiday Monday, which is fabulous. I think it was 12 days in all that I've got off. I'm not really got a lot of plans, to be honest, but what I'm going to do is I've done another list. It is what I've decided to do is there's 11 days starting from yesterday. So today is Saturday. So starting from yesterday, 11 days, each day I have to do various things. So I have to do the 3 things to be thankful for in the morning, the 3 things I like about myself in the morning: meditation, exercise, drinking lots of water, eating healthily, no alcohol. That's not going to be every day, unfortunately. And various other things that I have to it's like a challenge to myself, I guess. And try and go somewhere every day, even if it's just to a garden centre or something like that. So that's my challenge to myself for the next, now it's on day 2, so there'll be another 9 days after today to keep ticking that list and seeing as, and I've done the exercises each day and the meditation, drinking lots of water. I'm sure that's the best skincare ingredient you can ever have in your life, is to make sure you drink lots of water. You drink lots of water. I can't even remember my words now. So in terms of beauty boxes, I have ordered the latest in beauty, Expert Edit with Caroline Barnes, is it? Which I did mention on my Instagram page. So I've got that one. I love the look of that one. There was a Boots released an Easter egg of Little Luxuries, which I think that's £45, and it's worth about, I think it's over 100, about 147, something like that. So that looks really nice. And I was very, very tempted by that. But unfortunately, it's the wrong end of the month, isn't it? I don't get paid until the end of the month. So buying boxes at this time of the month is not, I just don't want to do it because you just don't know what's going to happen and everything. So I haven't bought that one. And by the time I'll get paid, it'll be too late really to get it for Easter. And if I was getting it, I'd want it for Easter. So I haven't got that one, but it is worth a look if you fancy it, because there were some really nice things in that one. There are a couple more Next boxes out actually. So I'm thinking I might look at those early next week and maybe get one of those ones, because I could do with a couple of boxes to film next week. I've got another one to do today. I'm doing Cohorted, and I'm going to pop Rocker Box at the end of that one, I think, because I didn't get to do that one. I was going to do that the week before last week, and things ran away with me and I didn't. So I'm going to try and do those today, and then next week I'll have the latest in beauty one. Hopefully, if they deliver it to me in time, I might have my toil one, in which case I don't need a next one to do, because I fancy doing 2 next week. I've got all this time off to prepare and type the notes and all that sort of thing. I'm not in a rush this week, which is really unusual and fabulous. So that is kind of the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to send you loads of positive energy, and I hope that you have a really happy, relaxing, chilled time over the next week. And I'll come back hopefully next week and see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.